want to welcome in Bryan Stern. He is in Israel. He's the founder and CEO of Project Dynamo. He's part of that team. Bryan, this is a daunting situation that you all are faced with. And as the world watches, you're calling this mission Operation Promised Land, and the tunnel system in Gaza. It is eerie, it is complex. And as we wait for these troops to go in, what are your teams doing right now?
I don't want to get into the details of the specifics of what we're doing. The biggest thing we're doing is fundraising for all the Americans. The thing that I can say is that we're fundraising for all the Americans that are stuck here with all the flight cancellations before the ground assault starts and the airspace closes. ProjectDynamo.org is our website, and that's where people can go to donate. That's also where you can go and register your family if they've been taken hostage, if they're stuck in the Palestinian territories, or if they're in Israel and they just can't get out. ProjectDynamo.org. Again, the situation is dire. This is arguably one of the largest tactical or terrorist hostage situations that's ever been, and certainly the most complex. And it's truly terrible. This is hard stuff. Very hard stuff.
So you consider kind of three tranches of Americans in need of rescue right now, starting with the most severe being the hostages. But talk about the three different groups and where your focus is and the challenges of each.
Well, all three tranches are a priority. Tranche one is obviously the hostages. That's the most complex. That's the most severe. Those are the folks at most risk today. They are under threat, being tortured and who knows what as we speak. That's tranche one. Tranche two are Americans that are stuck in the Palestinian territories. Many of them were there doing humanitarian work or what have you. They're stuck between Hamas and looking at a pending ground assault from Israel, from the Israeli army in response to this massacre. And then tranche three are Americans who are stuck in Israel who just can't get out because all the flights have been canceled. The insurance carriers have dropped their insurance on the air carriers, so there's not a lot of flights. People are stuck here. Many people here on vacation and all kinds of things, so they're stuck too. They will become more stuck as the situation escalates and as the war starts, and airspace goes from hard to get out to closed. And that presents a whole slew of other challenges. And this is the fourth war zone that Project Dynamo has deployed to in the last 24 months, as you know. We started in Afghanistan, where we continue to work, and then expanded into Ukraine. Somewhere in there we did Russia. Then we did Sudan, where Americans were left behind. And now here we are in Israel with Americans under duress again.
And each situation comes with its own challenges. You call your work in the gray zone before U.S. forces, Israeli forces would go in. How much coordination do you have with U.S. forces in a situation like this?
We don't like to really get into the nuts and bolts of our work for operational security purposes. What I will say is that everyone that needs to know that we're here knows that we're here. And that's on multiple levels and multiple dimensions. And everyone seems, on the friendly side, everyone is certainly united in purpose. Everybody wants these kids back, these men, women, and children back. What's happened here is a 9/11 style event or worse. As a 9/11 first responder, I can really relate to this. And as a guy who leads an organization of a whole team of people who care about Americans every single day, this is truly catastrophic. 22 Americans dead is the wrong answer on any day of the week, and certainly having hundreds of Americans stuck and can't get out, also the wrong answer. So this is a dire situation. I fully predict it's going to get worse. We need financial support. We're trying to get a plane out of here. We're having trouble with that, with funding. Again, ProjectDynamo.org. Every dollar helps. And this situation is going to be a problem for. This is a marathon, not a sprint right now.
Right. In fact, you believe the real war, Bryan, is still to come. My final question to you: explain what you mean by that.
Well, I mean, the Israelis are getting ready for a large assault, a large ground assault into Gaza. And who knows what that turns into? Do other countries get involved? Do other terrorist groups get involved? One of the big leaders in Hamas called for a national day of jihad, I think today or yesterday. So this is the rest of, you're reading the tea leaves. All indicators are that this is going to increase, not decrease, as far as severity, escalation, and we can only hope and pray that peace breaks out as soon as possible. The hostages get released. as unharmed as they possibly can, and that things get back to normal so we don't have regional instability throughout the entire Middle East all over again like we've had for a long time.
People in need, Bryan, of rescue often find you all when they need to. I send you all my thoughts and prayers. Godspeed to you and your team. ProjectDynamo.org if you would like to help. Bryan, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to NewsNationNow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.